Our Lady of Guadalupe, the mother who still walks with the poor. What if I told you that the most powerful Marian miracle in history did not happen to a king, a priest, or a wealthy man, but to a poor, broken, forgotten peasant? And what if I told you that this same mother still walks quietly beside the poor, the wounded, and the spiritually lost even today? Tonight, we enter a story that is not just ancient history. It is a story that still breathes, still heals, still transforms. This is the story of Our Lady of Guadalupe, the mother who chose the lowly to change the destiny of an entire continent. The year was 1531. Mexico had been violently conquered. Millions of natives were wounded, humiliated, crushed under fear. Faith was foreign, hope was dying. And in the middle of this suffering lived a poor native man named Juan Diego. He was not educated, he was not respected, he was invisible to the powerful. One cold December morning, while walking near a lonely hill called Tepeyac, Juan Diego heard something impossible, a gentle voice calling his name. Juanito, Juan Dieguito. He climbed the hill trembling with fear. And there, standing in radiant light, was a young woman clothed with the sun. She spoke softly. I am the ever-Virgin Mary, Mother of the true God. She did not ask for gold. She did not demand recognition. She asked for something very small. Build me a church here, so I may show my love to all who seek me. Juan Diego ran to the bishop. But the bishop did not believe him. A poor man with an impossible story is rarely believed. So Mary sent Juan Diego back, again and again, until finally she gave him a sign. On December 12th, she told him, "Pick the roses on the hilltop." It was winter. Roses should not exist. But Juan Diego found the hill covered in fragrant Castilian roses. He gathered them in his simple cloak, his tilma, and rushed to the bishop. When he opened the tilma, the roses fell, and imprinted on the cloth was the image of the Virgin Mary. Not a European Mary, but a mother who looked like the native people. She spoke their language, wore their symbols, stood pregnant with Christ. In one single moment, conversion exploded. Within 10 years, over 8 million souls were baptized, all because a poor man dared to trust a mother's voice. Our Lady could have appeared to the governor, to a famous theologian, to an army general. But she chose Juan Diego. Why? Because God always entrusts his greatest work to the humblest hands. Mary chose the poor, so that the poor would never be forgotten again. And tonight, she whispers the same truth to you. You do not need power to be chosen. You only need a heart that listens. Today, millions still feel invisible. Single mothers, the elderly, the unemployed, the anxious, those struggling silently with faith. Guadalupe says, I see you. When society tells you that you don't matter, Mary appears to say, you matter to heaven. When the world rejects you, Mary whispers, you belong to God. The tilma of Juan Diego still exists today. For nearly 500 years, no decay, no scientific explanation, no fading. Experts cannot explain. The temperature of the cloth, the pigments, the reflection in Mary's eyes. Science stops. Faith begins. Guadalupe is not just a miracle of the past. It is a living sign that heaven still speaks into human suffering. Tonight, maybe you feel like Juan Diego. Small, unheard, overwhelmed. Maybe you've prayed and nothing has changed. Maybe your family is struggling. Your heart is bruised. Your faith exhausted. And yet, Mary still walks beside you. Quietly, gently, without spectacle. She does not promise comfort. She promises presence. People do not run to Guadalupe for history. They run there because the sick find strength, the broken find peace, the hopeless find direction, the sinner finds mercy. Guadalupe is proof that God's mercy is not theoretical. It is personal. What if tonight, the miracle of Guadalupe is not about a tilma anymore? What if it is about your heart? What if God wants to imprint His grace on your wounded faith? What if Mary came to remind you, you are not abandoned? Tonight, do something very simple. Don't try to fix your life. Don't explain your pain. Just whisper, Mother, walk with me. And trust that where she walks, Christ always follows. Our Lady of Guadalupe, Mother of the forgotten, Mother of the wounded, Mother of the poor and the lost. Tonight, we place our hearts in your hands. Teach us how to trust again. Teach us how to hope again. Teach us how to walk with your Son, even when the road is hard. Mother, walk with us, always. Amen.